LeBron James and Kevin Durant got together on Bron's podcast to disrespect Michael Jordan's era.
Do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
First, they try to rewrite one of the most emotional decisions in the game's history by clowning MJ's decision to go play baseball. Then, they conveniently tried to change the definition of NBA greatness.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a contract I feel like you got to have with yourself too, in order for you to be a great ball player or to have a long career. That's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. I tell you, that's the goal.
Well, NBA legend Charles Barkley is totally right for putting them in their place.
Where's Kevin Durant and his legacy? Is he being tarnished? Where are you at with him? You mentioned your top 7 guys. Where are you at with what's happened recently with Durant, with the Suns, and of course with Brooklyn?
Yeah, Kevin's a great player. I think that his legacy is complicated. I don't like any guys who join super teams.
So why are 2 of the greatest players in basketball disrespecting MJ? And what exactly did Charles Barkley say that got people buzzing? During a recent interview, Charles Barkley took no prisoners when he lit both LeBron and KD up for clowning MJ and trying to rewrite history. But before we get to that, let's first try to understand why LeBron is working so hard to change people's minds about the past. When KD and him laughed about NBA players going to play baseball, it was an obvious jab at MJ stepping away in 1993. They conveniently left out the fact that MJ made that decision after his father's passing, and they tried to make it sound like MJ did it because he was tired of playing. And this was not the first time. LeBron's been at this for a while now. Remember his "we done with the 90s"? He was trying to brush off the hand checking, the no load management grind, like MJ's 6 rings came easy. Spoiler alert, they didn't, and many legends of the game are voicing out against this. One of them is Charles Barkley.
And LeBron's amazing and spectacular, but I was like, Michael didn't join anybody. He just kept getting his ass kicked and got bigger and got stronger and finally knocked the wall down.
And Chuck is totally right. He even took things further, letting everybody remember that back in the day, players had to stay with their teams and build instead of shortcutting to greatness.
And watch that Last Dance, seeing what the Pistons did to him.
Yeah.
Trying to physically whoop the hell out of him, and him not complaining, just getting bigger and stronger. I'm like, damn, this guy was the greatest, in my opinion.
And that's why the joke hit so differently. It wasn't just playful, it was dismissive. And so Charles is totally right to not only clap back, but break down why both players would never reach MJ's level.
Listen, as much as I love LeBron, when he started doing this thing with Bosh and Wade, that was the first wave. Okay. Right. The second wave was KD going to the Warriors. Adam Silver had to do something. We can't let one team hoard all the good players. I mean, they had Clay, Steph, and Draymond. They didn't need KD.
And, Kevin, who's a great player, other than the fact when he joined the Warriors, he hasn't been successful anywhere else. And I don't hold that against him, but he wants to be considered in that list. He's not on that list. He's not on that list. He's a great, great player, but he's not on that list. He wants to be like, wow, he's not in a GOAT conversation because you're not.
Charles Barkley made it clear that not only have both LeBron and KD taken the shortcut to success, but in the process, they have ruined the game. He blames them for the salary cap rule we now have in the NBA, reminding them that their actions have actually set the league backwards in their pursuit of NBA rings. And that's something that Kevin Durant conveniently forgot when he was telling us what the goal was. The irony here is that Chuck, as well as many NBA legends, don't respect KD and LeBron for the one move they made trying to earn the respect that comes with the GOAT status: super teams. He went straight for KD's legacy. Sure, Durant was unstoppable in Golden State. Finals MVPs, rings, efficiency off the charts. But Barkley pointed out the obvious. Those rings came after joining a 73-win team that had already won without him. But what has he been able to do outside of the Warriors dynasty? Brooklyn's Big Three never even got past the second round. And Phoenix, with Booker and Beal, they didn't even survive the play-in. Now, here's the thing though. Barkley's not hating for the sake of hating. He's tapping into a truth a lot of fans feel. MJ stayed in Chicago, battled through failures, and then dominated. 6 for 6 in the finals. No team hopping, no chasing ready-made dynasties. The truth is, stats are great, but greatness without grit leaves an empty space in the legacy. And that's where LeBron and Kevin Durant got it mixed up, which leads to the bigger question. Why are LeBron and KD even shading MJ in the first place? They've got the rings, the MVPs, the all-time records. What more do they want? Well, the truth is, on paper, LeBron James as well as KD have got nothing left to prove. LeBron's the all-time scoring king. KD might be the most effortless scorer in NBA history. They both got rings, MVPs, Olympic gold medals, and Hall of Fame careers locked in. So, why punch down at a guy who's been retired for over 20 years? Well, the only explanation is insecurity. It also explains why they move the goalpost so much. I mean, isn't it weird that two players that jumped ship the way they did are on a podcast telling us the goal is now to stay playing in the NBA for long? When did that happen? Because we all know that's just a ruse. See, LeBron has been chasing Jordan's ghost since the first Sports Illustrated cover called him the chosen one. Every accolade, every title, every finals appearance, whether he won or lost, was stacked up against MJ's 6 for 6 record. And that's the one hurdle LeBron hasn't cleared. 4 titles is legendary, but 6 still looks untouchable, especially when half of LeBron's finals trips ended in heartbreak. That shadow doesn't go away, no matter how many points he scores or how many seasons he lasts. KD's case is different, but just as complicated. His 2 rings in Golden State were dominant. He got finals MVPs back-to-back, outdueling LeBron himself in 2017 and 2018. But at the end of the day, he joined a 73-win team. Were they supposed to lose with KD? Would he even be able to stay in the league if an NBA team that had 73 wins previously lost when he joined? But Charles Barkley is not just shading them for forming super teams. He's also pointing out the advantages they had that made them build a longer lasting legacy.
These guys get to skip college now. You know, like all those guys like LeBron and Kobe.
Yeah.
They're some of the greatest ever, but you know, Michael Jordan stayed in college for 3 years.
Conversely, Bird's back. If you transport him 30 years ahead and they have all the stuff they have now, Bird probably could have played 6-7 more years, you know,
easily.
And that's what I think when they compare stuff like Jordan playing from 84 through 98 and then coming back for the extra 2 years with the punishment that he took, but not having all the shit they have now.
Chuck got this totally right, because even the longevity that LeBron and KD are claiming is really all thanks to the inventions made during their generation. At the end of the day, it's just insecurity that got these players talking like this. The problem now, however, is that this has caused a ripple effect. It's not just about KD, LeBron, or Barkley anymore. The backlash is spreading, and the cycle is already starting to repeat itself with the next generation. Anthony Edwards is one of the players who could be the next face of the league, and he's already joining in saying things like MJ's era lacks skill compared to today. And that's something neither LeBron or KD have really taken into consideration, because eventually everyone will get old and the new kids may not get to see you in your prime. Which is why Barkley's words echo the very criticism LeBron and KD were throwing at MJ's era. They laughed at basketball, but the same soft label could one day hit them. Imagine 2030s stars roasting LeBron's Miami move or KD's Brooklyn disaster the way they roasted MJ's retirement. It's deja vu waiting to happen. It's not just about defending MJ. It's about defending basketball's roots. The cycle is clear. Once stars disrespect the past to boost their present, legends fire back, fans split, and eventually those same stars get clowned by the next generation. Barkley knows this, which is why he's so loud. He's trying to protect the game's lineage before it gets rewritten into something unrecognizable. At the end of the day, Charles Barkley is totally right in advising that players respect MJ's era and the foundations it laid for everything today's players are cashing in on. From the fame, the money, to the global reach. To laugh at that grind is to spit on the blood, sweat, and tears that made the NBA what it is. So Chuck's response is not gatekeeping. It's safeguarding the soul of the game. And whether you're Team LeBron, Team KD, or Team MJ, you can't deny that disrespecting the past is the fastest way to get your own future picked apart. Which brings us to the real question. Will LeBron and KD actually learn from this backlash? Or will they double down and keep spinning narratives? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to know what MJ himself thinks of this era of the NBA, then watch this video next.